Okay, hello, welcome back to BioShock 2. I am down in Fontaine Futuristics. Well, now I'm right outside Rapture, but that's the part where I'm at right now. It's been a while since I played this level, so you may hear me shriek like a little boy. That's just fair warning to you. So, that having been said, this video I want to discuss the cult of science, and in this moment, in the phraseology being, well, cult, the way I'm using the word cult is in the same sense that you would use religious cult. And what got me thinking about this was an incident that had occurred a while ago, or a few days ago, I should say, at a local bookstore. So, the local bookstore, the people who run it are very liberal, and there's nothing wrong with that. But it does seem to kind of cloud their opinions and their views. So, ooh. Apparently I'm fired. That's scary enough. So, they were having a conversation. So, two of the employees I saw there were having a conversation about teachers and about negative experiences they had had with teachers. Well, apparently this is the guy who got fired. That's not good. So, the teachers, you know, so I started to tell my own story about teachers and kind of the negative experiences that they had had, that I had had with my own teachers, and specifically a science teacher who had, well, when I was taught science back in, way back when they taught us the theory of evolution, it was kind of an interesting experience as they had left out a few. Well, what they taught us was the original theory of evolution as proposed by Darwin, which nothing wrong with that, except they failed to include certain things like got her. Like, you know, that a lot of that theory had been disproven, that it was initially everybody's shooting at me right now. Oh. Got him too. So, they had neglected to tell us that a lot of the theory had been disproven. So, you know, it wasn't until I got out of high school that I learned that a lot of the information that we were taught as scientific fact had been disproven more than 30 years earlier. I think that's about the amount. About 30 years earlier, they had been disproven, so. Which is, you know, a bit of a bummer, because I thought I was learning. I thought I was learning something new, and I wasn't.
Alex the Great.
So,
that has to be Gil Alexander.
Attempted to explain this to them.
Who left that message we're following. He sounds mad as a March hare now.
And it's interesting. Once I mentioned theory of evolution and, you know, just wasn't, and a teacher not, and learning the truth of it after high school, the teacher the person I was talking to, I could see it on her face, her face immediately shut down, became very, you know, non-believing and kind of strict and whatnot. And so, one of the things, and so I pointed out, it seems like you're not accepting what I'm saying, which had her reacting like any customer service person, because you're not supposed to, you know, do that to a customer. So, I settled down and explained it a little bit better that, you know, I didn't have a problem with the theory of evolution. I'm apparently deceased. Anyway, so I explained it to her a little bit better that I had no problem with the theory of evolution, but I did have a a problem with being taught, inaccurate information. Science is constantly changing, and as new information becomes available, then the theories themselves change. And so yeah, I'm gonna take on this guy. Alpha. Yes, awesome. So yeah, new information becomes available. The theory, by necessity, changes. Now, oftentimes this is okay, it opened. So, like I said, as it changes, the theory changes, and new information becomes available. And my complaint was that teachers were only teaching,
By the time you hear this,
something that was inaccurate. So once I had explained that, then this employee was was able to say, "Oh, okay, I get it now," and that. But the initial reaction was something I found to be interesting,
You may use the dial
as
lying near this screen to bypass the vocal print locks ahead and
I
enter
can't
the
get into it
security
yet.
office. The
So,
password is
I just found her reaction very interesting because she literally just stopped listening once I said,
Agnes Day.
once I mentioned that, yeah, she perceived it as one thing and then didn't bother, that's a hard one, but didn't bother listening beyond what she perceived was as my ignorance. And that got me thinking about this whole cult of science thing.
Please speak password to enter.
So
Agnes Day.
now I have nothing against science. I'm actually quite fond of most science. I'm more partial to philosophy, as you may have guessed already.
My likeness is company property, Delta, just like you are. Don't make me strip you for parts, Milado.
Very, very happy guy there. So, like I said, it is,
Please speak password
so
to
it got me thinking about,
Warned you.
let's just, yeah, he's not letting me get in.
Weatherman says heavy rain.
Sheesh. Just upsetting my way to get in. So, regardless of that, it got me thinking about this cult of science where you can't really question the science, or even if you do, or to a certain extent not even have questions about the science. You have to accept it, whatever current scientific fact is available. Yeah, whatever security... sorry, I got distracted by the video. So yeah, whatever current scientific theory has to be accepted as absolute fact, as opposed to... Sheesh, everyone's getting fired here. So, yeah. So, you have to accept everything as absolute 100% scientific fact. And you can't say, wait, I have a question about this. You can't even ask the questions anymore. This was made fairly clear to me a little while ago. A few months ago I saw an interview with a gentleman who is a scientist. And he was contending that anyone who questions any aspect of
Congratulations! You've won a battle of wits with a home appliance!
well, excuse me, sheesh. Well, his contention was anyone who disagrees with any aspect of the current climate change theories. Is there anything else I want to get while I'm here? Ooh, insect. I'll save up for insects 1 and 3. should be jailed and arrested. Now, in the course of the interview, it became clear that he didn't just mean... Ooh, got some good stuff there. He didn't just mean people who were...
Dare touch that signal relay, Delta. Its value is 10 times your own. I'm very disappointed in you, Delta. Destruction of a Fontaine asset is punishable by summary dismissal. Shall I simplify that for you? Fired! Fired! Fired!
Ooh, I got the arm trace. Fight these guys for a moment here. There we go. Got it. So, let's get her. So yeah, so he contended that anyone who challenges or even just asks questions about climate change should automatically be jailed, which, like I said, I have many questions about climate change, and so I found that to be slightly, how to phrase it, an unfair assessment of climate change. Alright, need to reload. Got some trap spear ammo that I'll put over here. So yeah, that whole, I just found it to be a little bit of a scary idea that I couldn't even question would have accepted as scientific fact. Even if I have valid questions concerning it, the whole idea being that, oh, nope, you can't question it. Stop thinking for yourself. Stop questioning it. And so let me tell you a secret of life. It's that anyone who tells you you are not allowed to question something is inherently bad, whether that is shoot. Wrong one. Whether that person is whether that's a scientific concept, whether that's a religious concept, or any of those things, the idea that you're not allowed to question it is inherently is not good. Let's just say that. Alright, let's go. Where'd that Houdini splicer go? Oh, there we go. Wait, nope. Ooh, got natural camouflage, my personal favorite. So yeah, so my advice to everyone. Okay, I'll equip that in a second. So my advice to pretty much everyone concerning this thing is to question everyone. Question everyone, question everything. Ooh, I think my little sister's all done. Yay. So, like I said, question everything. Question science, question religion. And don't trust anyone who doesn't allow you to question these things. Might as well get my final... There. Okay. I'll do arms race. Alright, we're good for the moment. So yeah, if somebody says you're not allowed to do this or question this, question them. Oh, here's the cool thing. You can turn invisible. I love natural camouflage. It's awesome. Okay, so like I said, question everything, and that's kind of the takeaway with this. All kinds of fun stuff. Some trap spear ammo here. Rocket Spear is really good. We don't get too many of them. Heat-seeking rockets. Remote hack dart. Okay. So that. Ooh, I didn't want any rivets. Wait, do they have trap rivets? Darn, they don't. Spare ammo. Okay, well, we'll go with that. So yeah, that's the takeaway from this video. Is question everything. Religion, science. Ask the questions, and if somebody is forbidding you from asking questions about any subject, it's inherently negative, inherently not a good thing for you to be doing. So, somebody says you can't question something, question it. Remember that is your duty as a human being, to question everything. Ooh, I'm piercing rounds. So, yep, that's pretty much it. Hopefully you enjoyed this brief look at Rapture. Like and subscribe if you like it, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.